Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to another season preview video as we get ready for the upcoming 2014-15 academic year here at Molloy College. I'm Jack Zola, Director of Athletic Communications, and today we welcome in head women's volleyball coach Billy Corrao. Billy, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Jack.
Coach, let's start off with what is the main takeaway for you so far this preseason? I know you guys have been in action for about a week and a half already.
One of the biggest takeaways that I've seen so far in the preseason, Jack, is just the intensity with which the girls are working, the chemistry that they're displaying on the court, and the passion that they have for the game is just so evident and has been, for the first 10 days that we've been out there. Really pushing the girls hard, and they're out there competing. They're getting after it. So that's their work ethic, their passion, and their chemistry so far. Probably the most positive things we've seen.
All right. Well, speaking of your players, let's dive right into this year's roster. And if you could just highlight some players on your roster, discuss maybe position by position who you see as having an impact, and also any key contributors returning from last year's squad.
Well, we have basically the entire roster from last year returning, with the exception of Eugenia Anthony. So I'm expecting big things, from all six positions. Ali Stefanovsky returning, having a full year of experience setting last year and running our offense. We expect big things from her in terms of finding more consistency in her tempo and running the offense that we're looking for. Seniors Shannon Appel and Sam Berna will be, really offensive mainstays for us, and have been during their 4-year career here. So I think that we'll look tremendously to them. Cassie Palmer coming in as a junior. Again, defensively, offensively, we expect some big things from her, and especially from the service line. Her serves and have just been, fantastic over the last 3 years. Grace Cookson and Spencer Williams coming out of the middle. The two of them have grown tremendously since their freshman year. So again, blocking and offensive efficiency we're looking for out of those two. And rounding out our sophomore class, Lauren Williams earned some pretty important experience last year, getting to play the libero position towards the tail end of the season. So that experience, coupled with another year under her belt, she'll be a defensive stalwart for us on the back line, and again competing for time as a libero and definitely seeing some time as a DS.
All right, and next, can you please touch upon the newcomers? You have 5 this year, 3 freshmen and 2 transfers.
Yeah, our newcomers, we're expecting big things out of them too. With only a roster of 12, I think everybody's going to get some pretty good playing time this year. And the depth we have this year will be one of our greatest strengths. If someone's struggling, we'll have someone to be able to fill in right away and hopefully step up. So first we have Danielle Williams, who's going to see the majority of her playing time on the right side. Just a very athletic kid, should give us some very good offense, and just brings a good energy and court IQ to the program. Our other newcomers, Allie DeCrife, who is a sophomore setter. We'll probably see her running a 6'2" with Ali Stefanovsky, and her hands are very good, and she's really picked up the offense and the tempo that we're looking to run very quickly. And then we have Tia McCord and Samira Escobar, both outside defensive specialists. Tia is more offensive minded, hits a really heavy ball, but plays some very good defense as well. And then Samira is a little bit more defensive minded. She came to us actually as a libero for her club team. So there's a possibility that she sees some time, wearing the shirt, as well as swinging from the outside. And then finally we have Dakota O'Neill, who's a DS libero, so she'll definitely compete for playing time as well, coming out of the back row.
All right, Billy, what are your expectations going into this season? What are some of the goals, both individually and for the team, that you have discussed with your players and coaching staff?
Well, the biggest goal that we've discussed is defending our home court. When we have a team coming in to Quealy Gymnasium, we expect our team to put forth their best effort. We know that the schedule we've assembled is very competitive. We know that we'll see some of the top teams in the region. But when teams come into our gym, we're going to put up a really good fight and make them earn every point. In addition to that, something that we've talked about from day one is the expectation is playoffs. So we expect and we hope to be in the top 4 in the ECC at the end, and hopefully we'll get ourselves into the playoffs for the first time in a long time.
And finally, Coach, as you touched upon the ECC postseason tournament, can you please discuss the road getting there and specifically how the ECC is shaping up this year?
Yeah, well, Jack, one of the things we talked about in getting to the ECC playoffs is because it's the top 4 teams, it's going to be a tough road. And it's really hard to know how it's going to shape up because there was a lot of turnover with graduation, a lot of new faces coming into the conference, whether it be players or coaches. So I expect us, to be able to compete for that 3rd or 4th spot. And I expect the top teams in the conference to continue to be the top teams in the conference. So you know what you're going to get when you step into the gym with Bridgeport or Tech or Dowling or Post. And then Damon and Roberts, when we head up north, always, we're always a tough match. And, even Mercy and Queens, if we stay a little more local, there are no more cakewalks in this league. So it's, you got to earn every win.
All right, folks, that will wrap it up for our 2014 women's volleyball season preview with head coach Billy Corrao. Remember, fans, the Lions kick off their season on September 5th when they travel to Wichita Falls, Texas to play Arkansas Tech and Southwestern Oklahoma State. Billy, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jack.
Best of luck this season. And thanks for tuning in, everyone. And remember, united, we are Molloy Lions.